One day when my daughter was 2 years old, she came to me and told me that her father had touched her inappropriately, and she was like, my dad. I was trying to put her jacket on because we were getting ready to leave to go back to where we were staying at, and she was sleepy, fighting her sleep, and she just blurted it out of nowhere. I was shocked. It caught me off by surprise. I already seen signs in her that indicated something was going on. So when she told me, it was just like a mind blower. That was the last thing I expected, and her father was the last person I expected. I believed her because what 2-year-old says this, and a couple of weeks prior, she would just do weird things. She would point to her private parts, start laughing. She'll take the clothes off the baby dolls. All her baby dolls end up naked the moment she'll get them. She'll color all over their faces, scribble the faces out. Before all this happened, her and her father had a great relationship. I felt like she loved him, and despite everything me and him went through, he loved her. I never imagined him being accused of something like this. I never thought it possible, though I had a feeling. Christian is claiming that I'm making this up because I want to be with him, and that is so false. That couldn't be far more from the truth. When we broke up, I broke up with him. I took my daughter, I left his house, and I went to my family member's home. Because even before this allegation, he was not a good father. This is not something I would make up. This is not something I would put on my daughter for a man, and a deadbeat man at that. So, and then when he was around, I didn't deprive him of seeing her. I never used her against him as a pawn. I never kept her away from him. It was never none of that. Whenever he wanted her, he got her. It didn't matter. And yes, there has been other accusations of other people, but Christian is the name that keeps popping up. Before these accusations of other people, it was my daddy, my daddy. He has not been able to see his daughter since these accusations. He hasn't attempted, he moved. After the accusations came out, he ghosted all the way up until the show called him. Or up until I told his mom to tell him I wanted all my rights. And that was 6-8 months. If Christian fails this lie detector test, of course, I want him to go to jail. Like, you can't just do something like this and think you're gonna get away with it. Not with my child anyway. And I don't want her to have no parts of that family, honestly, until he clears his name, because there's just so much since this show has come about that it's been rubbing me the wrong way. So I just don't want her no parts near them. Nowhere near. Even though I know something happened to my daughter, I hope it's not her dad that's the monster. She wakes up with night terrors screaming about a monster. So though I know something happened, I just really hope and pray it's not her dad. There's no possibility that I'm making this up. When he left for Texas, I had everything I needed to go claim my rights. I didn't have to make something up like this. I didn't have to do this, you know? It's because she said it, and because she said it, I have to follow through with it as a mom.
Christian, what do you feel about what Zyonna is saying?
I feel like it's all because she knows for a fact that I would never do anything like this. She even said I was a good father, then gonna say I'm a bad father. I can't be a good and a bad father. I've always done what I could for my child. Even when I didn't have a job, I always tried to do the best that I could for my child. So for you to accuse me of something like this, after CPS has even called me and found it unfounded, is just ridiculous to me.
In the beginning, how was you and Zionna's relationship like? What was that like?
It was okay in the beginning, but it was literally
just
only...
okay?
Yes, it was okay. It was, to be honest, it was terrible. She only used me for sex in the beginning.
Okay, wait a second. You said, Zyonna says, 1 minute you're a good father, next minute you're a bad father. 1 minute you say the relationship was okay, and then it was terrible. Which was it?
Honestly, it was terrible.
It was terrible.
She's always...
Why did you have a kid with somebody that you were having a terrible relationship with?
Because literally she got pregnant after a month of me messing around with her.
So she got pregnant very early in your relationship?
Yes, I didn't even really get a chance to know her for real.
Did you like her?
I liked how she looked. Yeah. Well, at least her body.
But you didn't like her as a person?
No, her as a person was an ugly person once I really got to know her.
What didn't you like about her as a person?
I didn't like the things that she would do. She always tried to degrade me and always tried to make me feel like less of a person.
But that didn't stop you from having sex with her.
No, well, no, it didn't.
When's the last time you saw your daughter?
It's been about 2 years.
2 years?
I haven't been able to physically been around her or anything.
How tough is that?
It's very tough. And then especially getting accused of something like this is even worse.
I have a smile on my face because it's funny because you, Christian, you sound real mature on the stage, but let's be for real. When my daughter was born, Christian, you was getting arrested. You was out here running the streets. You wasn't doing. The last thing you could do was babysit your child while I was at work. I was at work all the time. You did nothing. I left your house, moved to a family member's house. I was still working, ended up getting my own apartment, whether it was because of foster care or nothing. I don't have a support system. I don't have mommy to fall back on to take care of my kids. It's just me.
Christian's mother made a tape. We're going to watch that right now.
CPS called me, and they said that Christian needed to get a hold of them ASAP. So I had to immediately hang up and call Christian at work and tell Christian that CPS says you need to get in contact with them right now. I'm in the middle of it, and my grandbaby is not allowed to see Christian, but she did allow me to video chat. She just told me to monitor it. I'm like, okay, as long as I get to see my grandbaby, that's all I really care about. She loves her father to death, and he loves her to death, and I know that he didn't do anything to hurt her. We would never do anything to hurt, harm, or danger her. I know for a fact that my son did not do anything to his daughter, and he would never do anything to his daughter. But what I do believe, it was somebody on Zionna's side of the family, because she had told me of things that had happened to her on her side of the family. So I believe that's where it happened at.
Why would I make it up?
Girl, I do not know, but I know one thing. You told me that it was another family member. This is
my granddaughter said
I don't want to talk to her.
She said it.
Allegedly says your son, and then says that it was another family member.
So what are they doing? They a 2-year-old?
That was under.
From what I've been through, you can't put past nobody. For the first
You absolutely right. You're right. You can't put nothing past
Next time you saw your granddaughter.
Who, me? I saw her the day.
Come out when the CPS was me.
I saw her the day after her birthday. She doesn't.
How long ago was that?
Her birthday is.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
October 15th.
October.
Oh, so a couple months ago. Okay.
But I'm bitter.
Have you ever questioned your granddaughter?
No, I did not. I did not go there.
We always hope that your son passes because we don't want to believe that a child is molested. We certainly don't want that to be the case. But in this case, even if he passes, Zyonna,
there's still someone else that I'm still trying to get.
That you believe, because no matter what, you believe that your daughter was molested.
I believe something happened.
Okay, Christian came here and he took a lie detector test. We asked Christian, did you at any time touch your 4-year-old daughter for your own sexual gratification? He answered no, and the result for his lie detector test is that Christian told the truth.
That's great.
Now that you know that Christian didn't do anything inappropriate to his daughter, so you said yourself you believe that this person that is in your family did it.
Yes.
But the investigation's closed, so I guess the only control you have.
I don't know what to do.
What I'm saying is, the only control you really do have, though, is you're keeping your daughter away from that person. Do you have plans to go see your daughter?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So whenever he plans on coming to see her, let me know. You have my number. And I told you when the text messages, before this came out, if you pass a lie detector test, you could see your child. You could still see your child. I never denied you that right. I never did.
Yeah, you did. You
never.
denied me seeing her while it was under investigation.
But now it's maybe a good time.
Investigation, but now the investigation was closed, and I still needed answers.
We wish you all the luck moving forward. We hope that you guys will do right by your daughter. Put your own feelings aside, what you want, what you desire, and do what's best for your daughter.
Of course, always. I always
Good luck
will.
to you. Thanks for coming on.